morning, because it's Mother's Day, Reverend Joe and I have got a little long in the tooth on our prayer. So let's begin. Dear God, we speak this prayer to you now in gratitude and praise, excuse me, for the gift of mothers. Our mother, those of our friends, relatives, those we will never know, all mothers. Thank you for the role they play in the family unit. Thank you for their teachings, their wisdom, their patience and understanding. Thank you for the physical, emotional, and spiritual gifts they possess. I pray that you help mothers all across the world to be a blessing upon their children. Whether delivering affirmations of discipline or discipline, I pray that you help every word and every action to be done in love. And I pray that the children throughout the world will take time to honor their mothers, that you would show them how to uniquely do so. I pray that these mothers also act as blessings beyond their households, reaching into their extended families, communities, churches, schools. I pray that the impact of motherhood is revered throughout the society and that these women are acknowledged for their everyday impact on the world. May you guide each of them into fulfilling their purpose here on earth. Dear God, thank you for this beautiful Mother's Day morning and for the wonderful friends we will share our spiritual love with. On this special Mother's Day, brimming over with your love and light, we are honored to have as speaker Reverend Connie, the consummate mother of 2 boys, men and fathers now, grandmother of 3, 2 grandsons, 1 granddaughter, and may whispers of truth and love, compassion and light for our fellow man be heard and felt by us as her herbalist Earth Mother message fills our chapel and our hearts with God's light supreme. In God and Christ, love and light. Amen.
This morning, I'd like to just take a moment to honor the mothers that were a part of my life. First of all, I have been privileged to have 4 mothers. My birth mother was Ruth Arlene Vining Campbell. And when I was born, she was about 19 years of age. I only had this mother until I was 10, and then she left this earth. At that time, I was mothered by my father's mother, Letty Campbell, for a couple of years before my father remarried. Then I had a stepmother, Lila, who was a Canadian immigrant for about 8 years. She and my father divorced, and then he remarried a woman who was a high school teacher from Juneau, Alaska, named Louise. Well, eventually, they also divorced. And in his later years, my father met his neighbor, who was only a few years older than I am, borrowing her lawnmower, and they started having coffee together, and well, now she's my mother, and she is still with me. So I honor all of these mothers. And then there were many other women in my life that mothered me as well. There were aunts, there were friends, and there were teachers. All of them helped to form me to be the mother that I am today. As my husband stated in the prayer, I have 2 boys and 3 grandchildren. I'll tell you a funny story, though, on my oldest boy that I learned just this morning. He's a Cancer, astrologically, and Cancers definitely are motherly. He used to always mother his little brother around. Now make sure you gotta have your coat, you gotta have your lunch pail, you gotta whatever. He was always mothering him, and so his little brother used to refer to him as Mother Brian. Well, Mother Brian has a little girl, and my younger son, Michael, has a boy named Tannen, who is definitely a mother hen to his little brother, Aiden. So it runs in the family to be motherly. Moving on to the message for today, when on this day that we traditionally celebrate Mother's Day here in our country, I would say this: the people on this planet that we call Earth have referred to their planet as Mother Earth for hundreds, if not thousands of years. She represents the nurturing figure to people. She was often referred to as by many different names, including Pachamama in South America. And many societies considered her to be like a goddess. If you go into the ancient societies in Europe, and in particular the Druids, and the other name wants to go out of my mind, but these people worshipped the mother energy of the earth with festivals in the spring and fall and celebrations of life. And they lived closer to the elements than we do today. We live in these homes now with our central heating and our air conditioning, and we oftentimes are quite far removed in our very busy modern lives from being connected to Earth. And yet it has been found that that connection, walking barefoot through the grass, feeling the earth under your feet, that actually helps us be healthy and strong. We need our Mother Earth. We need nature. It's very important to our well-being. As an herbalist, I really connect with plants and flowers, and always have. Even as a child, I loved to go in the woods and collect flowers and leaves. In more recent time, we've come to call our mother by a slightly different name. We still refer to her as Mother Earth, but we call her Gaia. Gaia, because Gaia is like the soul, the divine mother essence that resides within our planet. Our planet is alive. Our planet is a sentient being. Our planet has emotions and feelings. Lately she's been throwing a few temper tantrums, probably at how wonderfully we've all respected her and cared for her. Certainly there are those that do. But we need to realize that we are all of us. Mother Earth wants to change. Mother Earth wants to evolve. We are in a time, a healing time on Earth, where things are starting to shake up, dissolve, for something new to happen here. I was talking about the indigenous tribes of Earth. Some of them actually had beliefs that the mother energy came up out of the earth and gave birth to them. And other tribes actually took their newborn children and would place them onto the earth and ask her blessing upon the child. Some of them actually covered the child a little bit with dirt even. So there was quite an honoring of our mother. Today, as we pay homage to the women who are and were our mothers, let us take time to remember our mother Gaia and honor her as well. There is a need now to step into the light and the love and look at how we can heal ourselves, our fellows, and our Mother Earth. Like the song says, this is a healing time on Mother Earth, no matter how chaotic it looks out there. We presently look out at our world and we see that everything has begun to shift, to change. And it feels topsy-turvy, as if we are no longer on solid ground. as if we have lost the sweet, embracing love of our mother. And our thoughts and emotions have been caught up in one of her whirlwinds, as fears and worries about our lives, our future, have swirled through our minds. But like the sandstorm that begins to come to a halt, the air is beginning to clear as the sand begins to settle. And we begin to see a new landscape. There are mounds, sand dunes, where the old things of yesteryear, the things we no longer need, are buried, to be forgotten and dismissed from our lives. Amma, who is the voice of the Divine Mother, there's actually a person in India that is this being present on earth right now. Wants us to pay attention to what she has to say. No matter what you may be experiencing in your life right now, whether it be bliss or waiting for something new to happen, whether you're frustrated, anguish or pain, how you remain in your heart center, that energy center right here in your chest, behind which lies your soul. How you stay there has a determining factor on our whole planet. It's very important for us to come from this center right now. You struggle, she goes on to say, for your intention to bring about peace on this world. To those around you as well, and within your own self. Change that, and how that struggle and how you deal with that, with this heart energy, will play out in our world. The vibration of it goes out like ripples in a pond. Every thought we think, every word we speak, the energy of it goes out into the world and has effect upon it. So staying in our heart center is very, very important. You might wonder, well, how can my little experience on this planet be world changing? As I explained, it goes out, that energy. Sometimes, though, we may have a really awful day. I can remember such a day. It was when I had my business here in Salem. It had been a very, very busy, very challenging day with lots of things going wrong at my herb store. And as I was driving west, the sun was blaring into my eyes, and suddenly I came upon a car accident, and the cars were piled up behind me. More frustrations, couldn't get home, thinking about what I was going to cook for dinner. And I walk in the door, and my husband greets me with this little smile on his face. And he gives me a hug and a kiss and says, "Come on, let's go upstairs." So we go upstairs to our master bedroom. And in our master bedroom, we had a fireplace. He had a fire going. He had a little table set up there, all set up with nice cloth, and one single red rose. And he had fixed dinner. My energy changed from frustration, anger, extreme tiredness instantly with that unconditional love that he was sharing with me. And I thank him even to this day for that wonderful experience. We all have those ups and downs in our life, but staying centered, staying grounded, especially now in this time, this healing time that we're going through, we need to heal not only ourselves, because that helps, but we need to help others find the light within themselves and heal. When we do this, it affects the energy of our mother as well. Mother Earth, Gaia, gives her love to the earthly children, can we reciprocate in turn and tenderly, lovingly appreciate her and express our gratitude for all that she provides? The key lies in letting go of fear and embracing the love and the light of the Christ that lies within your heart, and to unconditionally give of the love and light of yourself to your fellow human beings and your mother Gaia. Now I'd like to share a reading that I did with some wonderful cards from a deck, Ask Your Guides. They're oracle cards that Reverend Joe and Reverend Matt gave me for Christmas. And I found them very, very helpful. And I was asking for guidance about this message this morning. And so I drew 3 cards. And the first one that I drew is New Life. And the oracle is the Divine Mother of this card. The key words on this card are conception, pregnancy, children, and birth. Whether you are a man or a woman, your feminine earthly side is in full bloom right now. Whatever you seek to create, it is coming into being. Surrender your mind and allow your soul to come alive in the embrace of the Divine Mother. She is the fertile aspect of the Divine Feminine, and she is here to get your creative juices flowing. Her influence on you is powerful, and her message is, new life is on its way. Isn't that a wonderful message? We can expect something new in this world. The second message card was unconditional love, and again it was the Divine Mother. The key words were acceptance, fulfillment, nurturing, and affection. You are the Divine Mother's precious child, it reads. Feel her endless flow of divine love flowing towards you. Leave any self-rejection and self-criticism you may have been feeling and open yourself to that divine love, that unconditional love flow through you. Accept what is holy and true about you. You are lovable, much loved child of the universe. That's a message that keeps coming through many channels that I read. We love you, we care, we appreciate all that you're doing here. Hold the light. And her message is, you are forever my beautiful and beloved child. And lastly, this one was imagination, and this is from the inner child. The key words here were nocturnal dreams, daydreaming, reverence, and fantasy. Your divine inner child spirit is knocking at your door, inviting you to step away from serious life, your serious life, with too much work, drudgery, and allow yourself the well-deserved playtime. Your life is presently over-controlled by others' needs and much too burdened with responsibilities. Certainly this is true of a lot of us. Consequently, you're losing touch with your inspiration and your creativity. Think about where we are and what we've been through. This is true for a lot of people. It's caused depression, it's caused seriousness, it's caused disconnection. Yeah, we really need that inner child and that playtime. If you don't honor your inner child's needs for using your imagination and spending time enjoying some much deserved playtime, he will get your attention by throwing one heck of a childish temper tantrum, manifesting in a chronic bad mood or a nasty depression. You need the magic of some playtime to bring you back into feeling of joy, peace, enthusiasm to create anew in your life. the inner child's message to you, come play with me. I give thanks every day that I do my readings, and I do tarot as well as these, but I really love these cards. They are so right on, and that message was so perfect, and it really helped me to put together what I gave you earlier. It is a time to remember that inner child. It is a time to let our love flow in compassion for one another. And after I got through with this and I was about to go on to doing some more work on my sermon, I kept hearing in my mind, you are glowing, you are glowing. Yes, let us all glow with the light. Now I'd like to take us into a meditation. We're going to have a picture up here on the screen of our Earth from space. And you're going to use this image, this round circle image, like it's a mandala. A mandala is an image that they use in the Eastern philosophy as a meditative focus point. And so we're going to be focusing on the Earth. What we're going to do is we're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths, which you breathe in deeply and you kind of let out with a little. That is a cleansing breath. And then we'll return to a normal breathing cycle. Then I'm going to have you rest your gaze on the image. And you want to kind of let your focus go to a little bit fuzzy on this. And you're going to stare at this and not let your mind wander off into thoughts. Keep bringing it back and bringing it back to the image. The idea is to, after a few minutes, to be able to totally and completely relax and to think about the fact that you are one tiny little being on this planet and really connect into that energy of the Earth. So let us begin. Let's take those 3 deep breaths together, breathing in, letting out with the breathing in again. Once more. Now look at the image and let your eyes become slightly unfocused. Keep looking at the image. Let your thoughts, don't let them just wander all around. Keep bringing your mind back to the image, back to the image. And as you relax, your view moves from without you to within you. Here realize that you are one tiny being on this Earth. Feel your connection deeply within your being. Now we're going to go into just a few moments of complete silence as you continue this meditation. Let's begin to come back now. If you take and you wiggle your toes, rub your hands together, it can help you reconnect to your body. You can use this technique anytime you want to. You can find images out on the internet of the planet or perhaps in a book to look at, or you can just simply hold the image in your mind. So I want to thank all of you for being present with us today here at the Home Center to have our Mother's Day celebration. And I hope all of you have a most enjoyable day and a wonderful week. Remember, stay connected to your heart center. Honor your Mother Earth. And find playtime in your life this week. It will do your body good.
As our Mother's Day service comes to a close, we have our closing prayer. Where would we be without a mother's love? God blessed all mothers with wisdom to teach and guide their children in ways that will help them become men and women who will display God's love and compassion. God gave all mothers the patience to deal with difficulties of their job. Most of all, gave them a special blessing as they care so lovingly for the gifts that their children are. We cherish the love and light from all those around us and offer them our love and light in return. We thank Reverend Connie for her message this morning and accept her message as a blessing it is. We will put the energy in motion, the emotion of her message into everything we see, everything we do, and everything we think this coming week. So it is, and so it will be, in love and light. Amen.
Arms around the world, around each other. Arms around the world, sisters and brothers. Arms around the world and we discover. Arms around